So I think we're live finally. So we're going to be doing Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus forecast for June. First, I want to start off the video or the live by saying I hope everybody's having a good June so far and that you guys are ready to manifest what you want out of this month. Okay, we are basically like halfway through the year. So I hope that you are being intentional about how you end it off and what you do with this last a couple of months until we do have, the new year come upon us so quickly. But let's go ahead and get into the reading. I'm super excited to see what's going on with you, Aries. Any information that you may be looking for to book a reading with me, I will have that information below at the end of this live after I update everything. So just check either the description or the comment section for that information. But let's go ahead and get into it, Aries. Let's see what June 2025 has in store for you. So what does June look like for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? I actually want to start with the Oracle cards first. What does June have in store for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? What does the month of June 2025 have in store for Aries? So I have clarity of belief. I also have present awareness, and I also have helpless and hopelessness. So I think that there's certain things that you're coming to a whole new perspective or a whole new point of view in. And I think that with this clarity and with this perspective shift, I think that your beliefs around certain things will also kind of coincide or shift at the same breath. It does also talk about you being present within this month. There will be so many things that are pushing you to be present within your current energy and to not pour into this vibration of feeling like you are literally helpless and hopeless. There may be certain things that challenge you and that may make you feel like you are at a point to where, you may not have the help that you need or you may want, but the only reason why you may feel like you need outer help outside of like spiritual divine, your spiritual team, God, and whatnot, could be due to you feeling like you can't handle the challenge or the load that you're being faced with. And also maybe you not being aware of the solution being right in front of you to kind of circumvent whatever this is that you're going through. Okay, but we're going to go a little bit deeper. What's the general energy around my Aries for the month of June? We have the Seven of Cups as the first card. So there could be certain things that you're a little bit unsure about emotionally. You could have some mixed feelings where it's like, emotionally, I do feel, drawn to this connection to this person, but they confuse me a lot of times because they either are unsure and they give you a lot of vibes of them being unsure, or they could be engaged in multiple situations romantically to where that leaves you confused in terms of where you stand with this person. A lot of elusive details around like what they want or, how they feel. And this could put you in a space of not knowing what's real, what's not with this specific person. For some of you who are just dating openly, kind of the same thing. It's like you're dating, but there may be options that you're not too sure about. For others of you, this is just sorting out how you feel beyond just surface level in regards to like your life and where you're at. There could be moments where you just kind of feel confused. Like, am I in the right direction? Am I, chasing the path in my career I'm supposed to be on? Am I, missing something that I'm not supposed to be missing? You're just very inquisitive during this time frame. Be careful of getting caught up in your emotions or feelings, especially with them being temporary. Now, going into what I see for career, I have the Five of Pentacles. So you could be looking at your career and wanting to make more money. Okay, you could be in a space to where it's like, this is not really it for me anymore. Financially, I want more. I want to see more growth. You could also be recognizing what's just kind of eating at money, period. This could be like spending habits that need to improve. This could be This could be spending money before it comes in. So be careful of that as well. Is like spending money before it even gets a chance to hit your bank account. You also may feel like a job, the higher ups may not see your worth, or they may not consider your worth, and it can make it really, really hard for you to want to continue to work there. Now, going into what I see with your love life, I do have the Five of Cups. So you could be in a space to where there's certain issues within a existing connection or somebody who you may have dated previously. There's certain things that you don't really find to be reconciled or addressed. So there could be, let's say, maybe an argument where your person may have said some things in the heat of the moment, or may have done things in the heat of the moment, and you may not be completely over that. Or whatever may have led you guys to the point of arguing or being at a point of disagreement could be now keeping you guys in this space of just not getting past it. It also talks about, for my singles, you just being very reflective about what you have experienced up until this point, and you do have potential to connect with somebody on a deeper level currently. It's just you just are still processing what your past was trying to teach you and where things may have went wrong in the past. You also could have an ex that won't leave you alone. I'm getting that for some of my Aries. Like an ex that won't let you be. Where they see you finally move on or do things on your own accord, now they want to draw you in. Now they want to pull you back in. Now, going into the possible challenge, Aries, that you may encounter, I have the Eight of Cups. So the challenge may be being okay with walking away from things that once did bring you happiness. So the challenging part is like, yeah, this relationship did make me happy at one point. This environment did make me happy. This situation did bring me happiness at one point, but you're evolving and you could be growing beyond this. And it just becomes a situation where you have to consider, is it better for you to stay in spaces that you've outgrown, or is it better to find your Nine of Cups, because that's what comes after the Eight of Cups anyways. And a lot of times we stay in spaces we're unhappy with just cuz, and that's not really a life to live, is it? Also, the challenging part could be, yeah, just bittersweet energy of you just kind of stepping away from things that just don't resonate with you anymore. Now, what's the advice for my Aries? I have the Five of Wands. So the advice is to be careful of other people throwing your energy off. This month, there could be not necessarily problems that you have per se, but other people's problems that you're absorbing, other people's issues and energy that you're absorbing, and it's making it really, really hard for you to stay grounded. Also, the other challenge could be being pulled energetically being pulled energetically all over the place. So you could have like a lot of creative stuff that you're trying to do, a lot of, work stuff that could be, energetically disheveling. So you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself outside of whatever you're trying to do. Another piece of advice is to be mindful of certain individuals that are in silent competition, where they want to compete with you, or they want to, bring your energy down because you thriving and you being your best self intimidates them. So anybody who, has a problem with you doing things for yourself, know that that's somebody you need to be watchful of this month. Now, what are my Aries not aware of that they need to be aware of during the month of June? Okay, we got the Nine of Pentacles. So what you're not aware of is there's this blossoming into self that's happening. When the Nine of Pentacles comes into play, this talks about independence. This talks about self-sufficiency. This talks about self-accountability and thriving within that. So what you may not be aware of coming into this month is, Aries, that's definitely what you're tapping into, is the ability for you guys to grow and for you to blossom. And there's a lot of personal accomplishment that comes with this. Also, what you may not be aware of coming into this month, for my Aries who aren't single, I think that you're being nudged and you're being pushed to just take care of self while being a partner. Interdependence is what we strive for, not independence, not dependence, interdependence, where it's like, I'm self-sufficient on my own in, aspects that I need to be, and I know how to connect with somebody else who's also self-sufficient themselves, and we amplify each other within our, connection. So that's what you guys are being led to, especially for my single Aries. Okay, you could be manifesting somebody who's definitely up that alley. Now, what you need to avoid in the month of June, Aries, we have the Seven of Swords. I think you guys already know what to avoid. Seven of Swords here is literally the card of avoidance. It is the card of like being careful and being watchful in terms of what you give your energy to. So a lot of my Aries, you already know exactly who you need to stay away from, what habits you need to not overly entertain. You're aware. It's just genuinely staying away from it and the temptation of, the temptation of going backward and maybe, feeding into whatever this is that you're avoiding. I would also say stay away from anybody who is blatantly sneaky, or they always have a trick up under their sleeves and they think that they can just kind of get their one over you, because they may think that you're naive or you may not know what they're up to. Now, give me one last card for Aries. What's the outcome? So we have the Devil. So you could be recognizing what attachments, what habits really have to go, and who could be attached to you in a very negative way. Okay, there are certain people around you, Aries, who are energy vampires, and in you leveling up and you doing certain things for yourself, they're going to want to drag you down and bring you into this negative vibration, and you're going to have to do everything in your power to recognize the shackle that this person, situation, environment may have on you in order for you to have this breakthrough moment. Yeah. It also talks about like addressing any like substance abuse issues. Or like you could have somebody around you who struggle with substance abuse issues and you could be trying to encourage them and help them. There also may be a Capricorn of significance by the end of this month. Possibly a water sign or a Sagittarius as well. But there's definitely certain attachments that you guys have where you care deeply about this person, this thing, and it could be challenging you. But this is what I'm seeing, Aries. I hope I did give you some insight in regards to like just in general what's going on. If you do want a personal reading at any point, I will have my information listed in the comment section. I will try to put it also in the description box as well. But make sure you like the video if it did resonate with you, and leave me a comment below in regards to like what did resonate and what type of videos you guys would like to see. I'll see you guys later.